Hi guys, since headbands are a huge trend right now and they're set to be for quite a while, I thought I'd share with you a few headband hairstyles so you can try the headband trend, whether you're using leather, padded, crystal, material, pearl headbands. They are all in right now, and there's so many different ways you can style your hair: up, down, wavy, straight, sleek, messy, casual, glam. So let's start. Since I have my hair straight, I'm going to start with some down hairstyles. So the first one that's really easy to do is I just blow dried my hair and straightened it slightly. You can make this as sleek or as voluminous as you like. I'm going to do this with a leather headband because leather, everything is in right now. Leather on leather, a bit like denim on denim was. Leather on leather. So I'm just going to do no parting and just go simply straight back with this, like so. Sorry, my roots really need doing and now look like it just kind of blends into the headband. So that's a really simple, easy look to start with, just doing the kind of simple leather headband. Sorry, my cat is crashing around with the Christmas decorations right now. You could style your hair forward with that, one forward, one back, both of them forward. It's honestly one of those really easy looks to do that again just ties everything in and makes you look really on trend and fashion forward just with a simple accessory. Honestly, headbands one of the cheapest ways to update your look. So that's one of the ways to style it. Another way to style it, you could do it with a center part. I'm going to change the headband this time. I'm going to go in with a padded headband and then just really leave the centered part there and pop that over it. Again, it's just a different look. Red is a trending color right now as well, so it makes it a really on-trend hairstyle. You could do this with curly hair too. I'm just showing you with straight hair. Again, a very different aesthetic, and this would be great for the festive season, for the holidays, Valentine's Day, or just really for this coming year, because like I said, bright red is really in. Hi baby, they love coming and saying hi, don't they? So that's one of the ways to do it. The other way when you're doing it is to use a smaller headband, maybe a crystal headband like this. I'm going to get rid of the part again. Oh, you could also do, I know this is like just overkill, I'm just showing everything because sometimes we get into autopilot and just forget about the most obvious things, is to do, Helen Mirren did this actually and it looked really chic. Just to do a side part, get that nicely tucked behind the ears so it's really smooth. If I was keeping it this way, I would definitely hairspray that into place, but just to be able to move it around for the next looks, I'm not going to. And then I'm just going to pop this on and try not to mess up the parting. Pop it back far enough that you can still see the part. And for me, this look is very feminine, almost Parisian chic. It's so similar to the center part, but different enough. I do think it changes the look. I feel like the center part is more fashion. This is more kind of, like I said, that Parisian chic. It doesn't matter what headband you use with this either. And then another way of doing just the simple straight hair down. I'm going to use a slightly thinner headband for this so we can see it, because I don't know how my hair doesn't back comb that well either, especially without hairspray. But if we just get it all back without a parting, I'm going to use crystal for this. You could also use a really cute satin headband with a bow. Okay, so once you've got your headband positioned exactly where you want it, you can start the back combing. Now I like to start from the center, picking up probably an inch at a time. I'm not going too far back with it, and then all I'm going to do is just the base, back comb it there, and then pop a little bit of hairspray all around the base. It's going to look crazy to begin with. You're going to work, and then you're going to work your way around the headband as far down as you want. I kind of like going all the way around. Otherwise, I find it kind of flops forward in a weird way. Now, I know it's going to look crazy right now. Don't worry, we're going to brush it out, but we just want to really create that volume in there. Now, I'm not a professional hairdresser. This is just what works for me. And I kind of like seeing hairstyles by non-professionals because it means we can all do them. It's not just some elaborate hairstyle that hairdressers done and we have zero shot of being able to do ourselves. And I try not to back comb it too much because honestly, otherwise it's going to be an absolute nightmare to brush out. I would definitely recommend either washing out the hairspray and back combing or using something like a tangle teaser. which is kind of a lot kinder on your hair to work with. Okay, we're done. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh, that'd be insane. Okay. And very gently and very slowly brush this out. Otherwise you'll end up with completely flat hair again. But the whole idea is that you want it not to look matted and almost like one smooth consecutive piece. And I just love this look. I think it's so retro, it's so vintage, and it does just create more body on your hair. You're probably like, oh my God, Eve, what have you just done? Don't worry, we'll get there. The idea is to look chic, retro, not rock and roll. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just not the look we're going for with this particular style. And then where you end the kind of bouffant black back combing is entirely up to you, whether you want it to kind of come down from about here and curve around and down, or whether you want to take the whole kind of look out and round to there. It's honestly, have a look, play around in the mirror, see what you prefer the look of, and not just straight on. Go to the side, because sometimes you think, oh, that looks good from the front, and you go to the side, now, not so much, and then you look from this side, like, oh, actually, but now around the side, that one looks better. So again, just one of those styles, really play around with. And then once you think you have it exactly as you want it, that's when you're going to go in. Can you see there's a few wispy bits? That's when you can go in with another kind of shot of the hairspray and then just very, very gently smooth that all down so that all goes into effect. And then if you wanted to, you could come in with your straightening irons and just bend some pieces around into the face to kind of shape it that way rather than just being flat. It just kind of depends what look you are going for, whether you want kind of that more face framing effect like this, or whether you kind of want it more straight and sleek. So anyway, just another fun style to play around with. It can be as retro, as low-key bouffant, or as high and massive as you want. Okay, and next up, and again, you can change the part however you want it. Oh, it's a bit tangly now after back combing it, and that's why I didn't hairspray it. We are going to do a simple ponytail, but I'm going to leave it a bit out to make it a bit softer. So I'm going to just part it about there. Leave as much out as you think is flattering for your face. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think I'm going to do it about there. And then it doesn't really matter how much you leave out. Just do whatever you think looks best on you. I'm probably going to do it about there. And you could do it on one side or you could do it on both. I'm going to do it on both. This is where I'm saying you want to play around and work out what's flattering for your face. I've got a little stringy bit there that's just too long because I need a trim. And then the same goes with the height of your ponytail. Your ponytail height is very, very personal to you. What I tend to find most flattering is if you follow your cheekbone and go up, that's normally the most flattering height of ponytail for you. Rather than saying, oh, go really high, go really low. If you follow your cheekbone, it kind of creates more of that sculpted look, which I think pretty much all of us are trying to achieve. Again, you could spray this, make it as sleek or kind of as messy as you like. You don't even have to have these pieces down, but I feel like I have a high forehead, so I kind of like to have that. Now, the next thing I show you is going to be a game changer, and you're never going to want to go back to how you were doing a ponytail before, and that is this cheap plastic thing from Amazon. And all you do is pop it under your ponytail, just kind of swirl it in a bit, and then pop your hairband over the ponytail holder, and it increases the volume of your ponytail so much. That's why I'm saying it's a game changer, and it just gives it more shape, life, lift. You can't see it anywhere. Dead easy. I'm not a big fan of visible elastics either, so I'm just going to take a small piece of hair, maybe that much, and wrap it around the elastic and the plastic to hide everything there. And then I'm just going to use a couple of these hair grips in my own hair colour just to kind of keep the hair we wrapped around the ponytail elastic out of the way. So that's step one, really easy. Then you can go in with your headbands, and this is a style I think it's kind of fun to have to play around with. You could also tuck it back like that and then put your headbands on. I'm just going to leave it down to change the look. I would then use a flat iron and curve those in, or trim it. I'm terrible at trimming my own hair. I would go in with probably a mixed headbands. I would probably do right near the front, pop the crystals in really near the front, and then pop the pearls behind it like that. So we have something like that. And again, like I said, you could get rid of that. You could tie it up, down, not do it at all. Really, really, really easy hairstyle. From there, you could also, if you're not a big fan of ponytails, if your ponytail's going frizzy, just wrap it into a bun. You know, you've got a really, really easy updo right there. Dead easy. And that works with curly hair, straight hair, whatever you've done, pretty much all length of hairs. You can make your bun as big, as small as you want to do. Next up, probably my favourite way of doing my hair, especially as I work out so much. We have an infrared sauna. I do tend to tie my hair up a lot, as much as I wash it a lot. I do love a sleek bun and a sleek ponytail, and I do like it personally. Again, play around with parting, see what works on your face. I used to always do a side part. I think it also depends on what's on fashion as well, doesn't it? Now I'm obsessed with just doing a sleek center part. Now, spend a bit of time. I'm just going to do it really quickly for you because I like to do things in real time for you rather than fast forwarding it. I hate it when I'm watching a hair tutorial and they fast forward through it. Like, what did they just do? But you can take your time doing your center part. And again, you could do a high ponytail, mid. I'm going to do a low because I do like that look. Also, because I have a high forehead, when I bring my hair down like that, it covers it up more than, do you see what I mean, doing that? That's what I'm saying. Play around with your hairstyle. Don't be like so sold into what's in fashion and what people are telling you to do. What looks good on your head and face and what looks good on you personally. And again, I'm just going back to this simple hair elastic, putting it on. With this, I think it's a really pretty look, either to keep very simple, natural, glowy and neutral, or to go for a full cat eye, winged eyeliner, red lipstick. Go the whole hog. I'm going to put a bit of hairspray on this because I can't stand non-sleek buns. That's the ballerina in me. I was a professional ballerina for decades, if you don't know me or haven't watched my channel before. So we're just going to slick that all back. Zorro is still there. He's just right behind me, hiding out the way. And then again, this look changes depending on the headband you do it. You can kind of keep it very modern, very sleek with the leather. Use a little padded pearl headband if you wanted to do something more glam and fun. If you're wearing a cocktail dress, do sleek, tiny, tiny little crystals like that one. Maybe if for a wedding guest, you could double up, do a few of the crystals. Do crystals and pearls like we did before. The pearls kind of gives a very Bridgerton look to me, and I really am here for that. I think that's a really pretty spring, summer look, especially if you're a wedding guest. I'm just going to do the black leather for now because that goes with what I'm wearing. I kind of like the effect that it does give it that very kind of like sophisticated, sleek, chic look. It's a little sharp, but I don't mind that. I would do more defined black eyes if I was wearing it like this. And then I just have the ponytail. If you wanted to just pop that into a bun, you can. My issue with, I don't necessarily love doing a bun with a headband when you can't see the bun, because I think it can make you look like you've got no hair, which isn't a big deal. It's definitely an aesthetic. I would either do a really, really big bun so you could see it, or I would just keep it in a ponytail to kind of keep it a little bit softer. Now, the other thing that's really, really trending right now is the material headbands, and they're literally £2, £2 on Amazon. So a really, really easy look to use. Get rid of the part, keep the part, do whatever you would like. And again, this is going to be one where it really, really comes down to your face shape and your personal preference, or whether you've got fringe, bangs, or anything else. So the way a lot of people are wearing them is very, very far forward. Now, I feel like I look like a bit of an alien when I do that. So I do quite like having the ears in, but I did try this look. I did push it back further, but within a couple of hours, I honestly had the this looks crazy. I honestly think I look crazy. I did it because I was like, okay, it's fashion, let's give it a go. Sometimes you just aren't used to seeing things on you. I had the worst headache. It was hurting my ears so much. So I keep mine behind my ears now. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave it like that. I look even worse. So this is one of those, I don't love this look on me. I don't think it really suits my particular face shape, but like I said, it could be because I'm not used to wearing it like this. I feel like my forehead's a bit too big for this look. Okay, now I've said I've got a big forehead, you're never going to unsee it. It's always when we point out our flaws, isn't it? But what you could do is bring a bronze in here to give the illusion of a smaller forehead, bringing it down. I could put my clip-in bangs with that and then maybe it'd be okay. But this for me is not my personal preference. It suits a lot of people. It's just, I think for me, this is a hard pass. Unless I was going to the gym. I have tried playing around with it and putting it in a few different places. I think even further back, it's not cute on me. And yes, I could put it over the ears when I have it further back, which probably looks better. That's probably the best of the bunch. But like I said, that wasn't comfortable. That gave me a massive headache. So I'm skipping this trim, but play around with it because I have seen it look so good on people. To be fair, most of them have been supermodels, but anyway, let's move on to the next hairstyle. Okay, so in part 2, I'm going to create lots of headband hairstyles with wavy hair. You could do it with tight curls, big curls, loose curls, waves, crimp hair, you get the idea. Doesn't really matter. I've started off with a center part. I haven't put any hairspray in, just so we can play around with these looks. So I normally do a center parting when I'm kind of doing more fashion or beachy looks. If I'm doing more glam looks, retro styles, I tend to do more of a side part and more volume. That's just me, it's my personal preference. I also find when I do that center part, I can cover up some of my forehead as well. So just play around, see what works for you. So the first look I'm going to do, very simple. It's kind of Kerry Washington inspired. And that is simply by putting a headband slightly further back with the hair out the front. Now, I really like this look for creating a very soft, feminine look. I think it's easy. You could do it with lots of different headbands, but I really like that pearl to keep it soft and feminine. Okay, and then a really easy swap for this, and this is kind of a Sweeney look. She used 2 headbands for this look, and rather than leaving any of the hair forward, she had a soft wave, and she used one headband further back and then another headband further forward. So you can play around with the position of those. What I've noticed is sometimes they separate here and the hair comes through the middle. So really kind of almost overlap them at the side. So I've kind of done a crisscross so that they can't escape through there. And then that's that look. And she did the same thing. She kind of had a crystal one and then a pearl one, different heights. And you could have the hair back, you could have the hair forward. And Sweeney styled this with the prettiest floral summer dress. So I think it's one of those looks that would look really good for spring, summer with a floral dress. I could also see it with a white shirt with kind of a black pussy bow, maybe a blazer with it, and then a little black skirt. Something very kind of preppy and cool like that. So now we did the kind of down styles. I want to show you some up styles. The hair's dropping out. I don't really mind that. It works for it just as well because they're kind of like messy updos with a headband. The thicker headbands do kind of, I think, look slightly better for this look, but play around, see which one you like the best for you. So I'm going to start with my hair forward. I'm going to grab a headband. I'm just like trying to figure out what color to do. So I'm going to use pink's close enough. So for this, before I put the headband on, I'm going to see how much hair I actually want to leave out the front. I might do that. And then maybe put a couple of pieces lower down out the front so it's not just one big section. I'm gonna give that a little bit of a hairspray because I've got so many baby hairs coming through, it's making it look a little bit frizzy. And then maybe something lower down on that side. And then once I've kind of got that separation, I'm going to loosely tie it back so I know exactly where I want it to be and that doesn't get in the way of anything. Then I'm going to put the headband on. Maybe brush this slightly further forward so it gives me more of a bang and a swoop. And then the back of it, I'm going to do in a very kind of loose ponytail. I'm not even going to really brush it too much because I don't want it to be super smooth. I want to have some texture in there, so I'm going to go in just with this little black comb just to put it back. I'm going to use one of my elastics. Again, if you don't want to use elastics, you could use a scrunchie. It doesn't really matter what you use. And then from there, I'm just going to create a really kind of loose, messy bun. I'm even going to leave, I think, the ends out just to keep it really nice and soft. A couple of pins to hold it in place, nothing crazy. I don't want this to look too structured, too much like a ballerina bun. I kind of really want it to keep it as that done, undone style. That would also work if for a wedding guest, it would work for the races. If you don't like the back of as I've left it out, you can do it as a neat, sleek bun as well, but just another way of changing it up. And then the last style I'm going to do with the waves is just a variation of the ponytail. Kat's coming to say hi again. So again, this is going to be very kind of different to before. We are just going to brush out the waves. And I almost think I'd kind of want to braid my hair, leave braids in overnight and create more of a tighter, kind of almost like crimped look for this. But anyway, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to use, because I kind of like the juxtaposition of this being kind of messy, but kind of cocktail chic. So I'm going to use the padded pearl headband. And then I'm going to leave a few strands kind of just loose around the face. Doesn't really matter, you can go back in and shape those if you want to. Then take the hair really, really loosely and do it in a low ponytail. So just slipping in the hair elastic. I'm just going to keep it nice and loose. I'm going to wrap it a couple of times, maybe 3 actually. And then once I'm done, you could either take a piece of hair and wrap like the elastic like we did before, or what I'm going to do, kind of old school, loosen it down a bit and then just push it through once. And then if you wanted to play around with that, pull some hair out, loosen it up a little bit, you can. I'm not looking in a mirror, so I can't really see what I'm doing, but you get the idea. And that's just a really easy, loose, low ponytail, kind of boho chic. The kind of headband you use with this is going to completely change up the look, so play around depending on the aesthetic you want, but a really, really versatile style. And then the last 2 headband hairstyles I'm going to do for you are with a fringe, with bangs, whatever you want to call it, for my friends with bangs or without if you don't have bangs. You know I love my trusty clip-in bangs. They're just so much fun. So I'm going to do it, I'm just going to put them in quickly because I know some of you haven't seen these before. But normally I start by keeping my hair in a center part, tying it back just to give the bangs something to grip into because they have 3 little grips on them. And we're just going to pop those in. Oh, these are brilliant for covering up roots as well. Honestly, these are such a godsend. I'm just going to pop those in right at the front. I basically just push them down into the hair. Done, literally that easy. I know it looks a bit crazy when they're just popped in, but you have to blend them in to the rest of your hair. So once they are in, now's when you can play around with it. Let's do pearls to make it a little bit preppy, and I'm going to show you with the pearls and then with the leather just to show you the difference a headband makes to the aesthetic of a style and how it makes it such a quick and easy way to change up your look. So from here, I am going to take it back. You could do this with a really sleek ponytail. Because I've got the waves going today, I'm going to do it a bit looser and I'm going to go back in and use this trusty ring that we used before, the little plastic one, to give it a bit of a boost. Pop that in. And then all I'm going to do is take a section of hair again and wrap that. Kind of went with the pearls because my outfit's a bit preppy today. I'm going to link this cardigan as well because I love it. And it's got little gold buttons in as well, so super cute. And then I'm just going to take a tiny bit of hair again just to wrap and hide the ponytail. And I'm going to go in with a couple of these grips just to place it in place. And that is it, done. Fringe, bangs, little cute little ponytail at the back there. Again, if you wanted to turn this into a bun look, you could easily give it a quick twist, pop in some pins, and you have another hairstyle. Then if you just wanted to change the aesthetic again, make it look a little bit more edgy, leather is a massive trend for next year, pop this on, put on a black leather dress, totally different aesthetic. So that's why I wanted to show you headband hairstyles, because honestly, headbands are such a massive hair trend for this year. And I think it's one of those timeless classics that's never going to go away. You can always wear headbands, but it really comes down a lot to obviously the styling. So you can go for a really classic style, you could go for a more on-trend style, just depends on what you're feeling. Honestly, there's no right or wrong way to wear them. And then obviously if you wanted to wear your hair down with them, you could just do something like that. I tend to, when I've got bangs in, leave a lot more hair forward than going in and doing something like that, because I feel like it covers up more ears. But if you've got statement earrings in, you might want to do that and just put all of the hair back, just have a little bit of a wispy bang at the front and then your hair down. Okay, so those are my headband hairstyles for you to nail the headband trend for this year. I hope you found them helpful. If you have any more of your own, drop them in the comments below, even if it's a link to an Instagram post where you're sharing your looks as well. I'm gonna link some of the headbands I've used today in the description, as well as the cardigan. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up and subscribe.